Hello, everyone. This is Weekly Tarot Messages with Moon Mage. If you are new here, welcome and thank you for being here. These are essentially just quick tarot messages, quick snapshots of the potential energies, challenges, along with some guidance and advice so that you can hopefully navigate your week ahead in the best possible way. Regardless of the dates these come with, I always tell everybody that when you landed on them was when you were meant to hear them. So that's when it's going to be prevalent for you in whatever particular week that happens to be. So don't get too caught up in the dates that these come with. This is pick a message 1 through 4. So using your own intuition without overthinking it, feel into which message is speaking to you. And I will get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. All right. What do my beautiful message 1 choosers need to know? What kind of energies and such are showing up for message 1 this week? Okay. Ooh, okay. So we've got the devil there. And not to get too, don't get too panicky or freaked out about this, but the devil often means we have chained ourselves to something, or there's some sort of temptation around us or ending essentially that might need to happen, but we're having a hard time letting something go. It's like that dark energy that pulls us towards it. We know that it's not the best for us. We know we need to stop doing the thing, spending time with that person, ending something off, but there's fear around it. There's comfort in the discomfort. So that's really what the devil energy speaks to. So this is showing up, suggesting that there's something here to look at this week. And I do feel like it does feel like it has something to do with letting something go, finding closure around something, or looking at where you get tempted to stay stuck, or in a situation that you just know this isn't the best for me, but I really don't know where to go from here. And there's this pull towards this thing, whatever it is. Loyal guardian. Offer protection and support in a way that nurtures and empowers. Protective nature. Wow. Okay. So this could be an energy that's going to show up for you where you're going to be very protected and safe. I feel like in doing something where you're letting something go, releasing the temptation or fighting some sort of temptation, I think that you're going to be really supported. There's some sort of guardian around you, but I also think that there's going to be an underbelly message here that some of you show up as this for others, right? You have a protective nature, and it's saying offer protection and support in a way that nurtures and empowers. So showing up in a loving way, in a protective, loving way, where you're received quite well with something. Let's see what else comes out with that. That's quite interesting. And I think maybe that there's this feeling of there could be some sticky energy that shows up for some of you this week, where you're going to have to speak your mind, or maybe even defend somebody or yourself. And there's this like message suggesting to do it in a way that is assertive but not aggressive, filled with diplomacy but not anger, if that makes sense. But I do think for others, it's just there's this message that you are protected and supported, and releasing something, letting go of something, ending off a chapter. Confidence. Home. Okay. Home. Good luck. Nice. Yeah, I really am thinking that you guys have the supportive energy that you need this week to end something, to let something go, and it ushers in something new, a new beginning, one where there's a lot of joy. Well, there we go. Happiness in your outcome position, which is amazing. But there is something here on the home front that needs to be looked at. There's some turbulence, some trouble. I feel like maybe some conflict. a heavier energy that's hard to disconnect from, whether it's like not seeing eye to eye, being really frustrated with one another, needing to clean up an area in the home, where there's been stickiness, turbulence, frustration, conflict, some sort of temptation. It could even be like as simple as, for some of you, being so in your comfort zone that nothing's happening, moving, or shifting, and you recognize that you feel that energy of restlessness, and I need to shake this up here, like being at home in my comfort zone. There's so much temptation for me to just sit and be idle, and I'm meant to be moving forward with something, But I really do think that for some of you, because we've got this loyal guardian energy, this protective nature, there's some sort of opportunity to release something, let something go, have a fresh start where you've got good luck on your side. We're being asked to embrace confidence as much as possible and step up into this energy of letting go and releasing ourselves from that devil energy where we just feel stuck and tempted to stay in a place where we shouldn't be, or in a situation that we know isn't serving us, where it's kind of stunting our growth. That's an energy that keeps coming to my mind, stunted growth. But you are supported right now in ending something off and speaking your mind in an assertive, loving way of releasing something that has really had a hold on you from the past. It's going to usher in all this beautiful energy, like good luck and happiness wants to show up for you this week. So like pay attention to synchronicities and serendipitous things. It feels like divine intervention could be showing up for some of you. But we have to say yes to it. We have to be confident enough to say, yeah, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to do the hard work. I'm going to try. I'm going to push. I'm going to release. I'm going to let go. I'm going to tidy up that harder, heavier energy in my home space. And it's go time. It feels like that, and with that happiness card in the outcome position, this is what's offered to you this week, right? And transformation, because we've got that butterfly right there, all on the table for you this week. But what is that thing? What is that temptation? Is it a habit? Is it a person? Is it being too comfortable, with discomfort or drama or problems in the home space and just not really doing anything about it? And where do you need to speak up this week? Where do you need to empower your own words, speak your truth in a way that it will hit home literally for those that are going to be on the receiving end of it, but it's not in an aggressive, angry manner. And again, for those of you who are feeling like, I've been holding back on doing this thing, saying this thing, releasing myself from a person, a situation, a problem, you are protected in doing so this week. I feel a lot of spiritual energy around you guys, right? You've got a loyal guardian by your side helping you with this. Call them in. Even if it's like, for example, Archangel Gabriel is really good for helping you communicate and guiding your words. Archangel Michael's really great for that confidence energy that you're being asked to lean into this week, to do the thing, the hard thing, to release yourself from that devil energy. And then Raphael can bring that healing energy, which is going to usher in this good luck. You know what? It's funny. I'm wondering if some of my message one choosers are going to see black cats, because it's just really in my mind right now was black cats. Also, so strange, and it's so subtle here. There's this little black crow or raven up there. I also feel like this could be a messenger for you this week, helping you, guiding you along. Excuse me. So pay attention to black cats and crows or ravens showing up for you. I feel like they're going to be helping you along. It almost feels like an embodied energy of somebody helping you to find that strength and confidence within, because you've got a big energy around a new beginning. But it does require you to release. That's a lot of cards. I'm going to say, though, that little section here that turned upright says clarity. Yeah. Opportunity to be more clear this week, to get yourself sorted, to find the truth of things, all showing up for you this week. So I'm going to take that as an extra card, and I'm just going to put it over here. And in fairness, I grabbed the wrong deck, but I actually don't think there was anything wrong with that. There's something around clarity that's going to show up for you. And I feel like there's this like message of what you do with that clarity is going to matter. You're meant to move forward with it. You're meant to speak up, speak out, release something with it. So I'm just going to put that there as an aside. I feel like I want to say like the Bob Ross thing, there are no mistakes, right? Just happy little accidents. I grabbed the wrong deck. The clarity card moved, flipped right up. So there it is. Ooh, okay. Your vibration is rising. This is a time of great spiritual growth for you. You are evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency. I love that for you guys. So that's like the why of this all. The clarity you need, that's why you need it. The ending and cutting yourself off from that devil energy, the things that keep you stuck, pulled back, and small, playing small in life, all of that wants to be released. And this is ushering in good luck and happiness for you. So say yes to this energy message one. I feel like it's going to show up for you a big way. Also, if you start to feel a little bit off centered, a little bit dizzy, ground yourself. That is just your vibration rising. So you have to anchor it. You have to anchor it into the earth. I feel like this is going to be a really good week for you if you allow this energy to come through and really make that decision to end, cut, sever, release that temptation, that devil energy that keeps you stuck in the same holding pattern of sorts. All right. I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting and very, very fast. So we're just going to go with that. I was going to say, what do my beautiful message 2 choosers need to know? Well, here it is. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the 7 of Swords. Oh my gosh. And the Page of Wands. Wow. Okay. That's a lot of cards. That's a lot of cards. But you know, you're getting a heads up. Most definitely here. There's some sort of heads up here. Being mindful of the company you keep, the people around you. If you've got a niggle about somebody that you feel like maybe you can't trust, pay attention to it, follow that thread, look into it. Yeah, I think that there's something to that. It feels like if you've been wondering why maybe something hasn't been working out or why it just feels like at every turn something's coming up against you, it might be that you're right, that there's somebody around you that is less than trustworthy. This is sort of a heads up because you are meant to be embodying this Page of Wands energy, which is creative, ready to go, receiving inspiration and insight. I feel like this is on the other side of you realizing this. Who and what is the cause of things not turning out the way that I would like them to, or the troubleshooting I've been having to deal with, or the little fires I've been having to put out. There's someone in this energy in your sphere that you should be looking at that less than trustworthy. It's just what I keep coming back to. Which is why maybe that fortunate energy, that things coming in, abundance, prosperity, positivity, hasn't been happening for you. Like you're just stuck in this pattern of why am I keep dealing with this difficulty? But you're meant to see the truth around this and get into this Page of Wands energy where you're inspired, ignited. Also pay attention to messaging because pages are always connected to messages coming through. And they're likely to be ones where there's a lot of creative ideas and inspiration. Showing up for you. I do feel like it's after you realize this, the truth around someone or something that is not being necessarily honest, forthright, or a bit of a problem in whatever it is that you're dealing with. I get this feeling, I'm having this feeling in my gut. I feel like some of you have already kind of come across a gut instinct around someone or something, like being a part of the problem. Trust that, or at the very least, do a little bit of due diligence, like use your due diligence to follow that thread and do a little research because I think you're onto something with it. Planting seeds. Your ideas, dreams, and efforts have potential to develop into great things, a future promise, right? That Page of Wands being ushered in, ushering in creative ideas, inspirations, aha moments, intuition, passion. All this wants to be shipped your way. And you are meant to be planting these seeds. Maybe even some of you have already uncovered this and you're kind of trying to deal with what you've realized, the truth of that situation, but now you're meant to plant some new seeds. And this is a future promise. This too shall pass kind of energy. You're coming to the end of a difficult energy. Once we have this truth, this wisdom, this knowledge, you'll see why things haven't been moving. And for some of you, it doesn't even have to be a person. It could have just been something that you were doing that you didn't realize was part of the problem. And now you see it. And then we can move forward. Things start to unstick. Yeah, and this is saying like that your ideas, dreams, and efforts have potential to develop into great things. So there's definitely another little message here about not giving up on what it is you want, what you started. whatever inspirations and creative thoughts you've already had. They're not wrong or bad, but it does feel like some tweaking here. Okay, I thought that one was going to fly out. Closure, yeah. This energy, that tough energy, you've either been in it and it's really time to put it to bed, take the lessons and leave the rest behind. Say no more, I'm done with it. I'm walking into this new beginning with that beautiful Page of Wands energy showing up for you and planting some seeds around it, allowing for closure. And I think that there are others that you're going to see this week. That's kind of your message, is that it will help you to get closure, to understand things more clearly, and then really see your situation start to move forward. Protection, not feeling safe. And I feel like this would be especially true if some of you guys have realized that there was a person or a situation or even people that were less than trustworthy, that were getting away with something or lying to you. It can be really hard to start trusting ourselves again. Be mindful of that. You are safe and you are protected, even if it doesn't feel like that for you right now, because this is coming in the challenge position, but you are. And, and it's also because she's pregnant in there, and metaphorically speaking, that suggests planting seeds, right? Fertility. There's growth in your ideas and your inspirations, and you really are meant to plant these seeds and watch them grow. And it's got that future promise. It's going to bring some sort of prosperity, abundance, joy, happiness, all the good things. I do think some of you have gone through it, though, like had a lot of difficulty. Clarity. Yeah, that shows up this week. So for those of you who couldn't see it, didn't know what was going on, what the problem really was, this is showing up for you this week. But I also think there's a little bit of a message here to make space for it, because this is the advice card, right? Where are we not clear? Opportunity to see with truth this week. I think it's about following nudges and hunches and inklings too. And you'll get that clarity that you need, and you'll be like, I know now why this wasn't working out, or who I shouldn't have been giving over these responsibilities to, or who I should have maybe been trusting, or what I was getting wrong. That was just leaching out a problem in my situation and causing my situation to be stagnant and stuck and not moving, like that Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Hopefully I just made sense there. Beauty. Yeah. Seeing the beauty in yourself, in your situation, in your ideas, and what you bring. And then quite literally, for some of you who are going to be asked to step up and step out, where you are going to be seen in a bigger way, and you recognize that this piece of the puzzle holds you back a bit, not wanting to put yourself out there and actually literally and physically be seen. You are beautiful. You are meant to be seen in some way. I almost get the feeling that for some of you, whatever you're going to be doing or creating, or that you started, it's going to be quite big, and it is going to require you to step out and be seen more. And it could even be a part of the equation as to what has kept your situation stuck. It's because maybe there's resistance there. And perhaps for some of you, that's connected to something in the past where somebody made you feel small or less than, and you've absorbed that belief as your own, and it's just not true. Either way, though, you are safe, you are protected, even if you're not feeling that right now. The clarity that you need to end something off and to get the closure that you need is coming, and you're not meant to give up on something that you're trying to build, create, do. Planting more seeds, more inspiration coming your way, but needing to see the truth around something or someone. And for those of you, remember that this is a general message, but for those of you who've already seen it and you've been dealing with the heaviness of that, or the hurt or the pain of that, it's time to get some closure on this and move forward anyways. Really supported right now. You will be, is what I'm trying to say here. I get the feeling too that some of you have stopped trusting yourself. For those of you who have actually connected to someone or something that was dishonest, I feel like maybe you've lost a little bit of trust in yourself. It's time to get that back. Look at that. I love that. It's almost over. The hard stuff you've been dealing with, that sneaky energy, the Wheel of Fortune not moving, dealing with difficulty and dishonesty, it's almost over. Your current challenges will soon be resolved and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. Just like that Page of Wands, right? I'm ready. Let's go. Planting new seeds. I have a new beginning. I'm protected. This whole situation is beautiful. I'm taking the lessons and leaving all the other stuff behind. I love that for you guys. It makes so much sense. Hang in there, message 2. You are so close to a positive ending, to that closure that you need and a new beginning that sees truth at where it's protected, where things are moving beautifully, and you have a future promise of potential and things developing and that Wheel of Fortune, moving into your favor. Most definitely. I definitely think that's a thing here. Hang in there, message 2. You're so close. All right, guys. I don't think there's anything else I need to touch on there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. And don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams and your ideas. You're so close. Okay. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. All right. What do my beautiful message 3 choosers need to know? What's showing up for message 3 this week? Ooh, okay, we've got 2 of Pentacles, a bit of a balancing act showing up for you this week, or a suggestion that it's time to find some balance, especially by way of your finances or your sense of stability and structure underneath you, looking at where there might be an imbalance in our life, particularly around how we feel around our finances, around our safety. A lot of that showing up this week, feeling safe about things. Either way, your bigger message here for my group 3s is, where are we feeling a little imbalanced? Where do we need to look at things around our sense of security and stability and finances? Feeling like you're juggling. It might even feel like some of you are feeling like too much is going out and not enough is coming in. But we'll see what else shows up for that. Evening Star. Be your own guiding light, even when the path seems unclear or challenging. Hope in darkness, right? So if you're feeling off balance, off kilter, which the 2 of Pentacles suggests that you probably are in some way, shape, or form, and part of it might have to do with your day-to-day feelings of safety and security, you're meant to be tapping in more into your intuition at this time, kind of dropping out of your head as much as you possibly can and into your heart space and connecting to that feeling, that inner knowing that you can move yourself in the direction that's best for you. You can find harmony and balance in your life where it feels like it could be lacking right now, or where something feels like it's missing, but it's needing to turn on that heart light, right? That part of ourselves, that higher self, right? Allowing our higher self to take charge essentially and be the leader for ourselves. It's so easy for us to turn that part of ourselves off, getting lost in the sauce of day-to-day life. So that could be a part of the equation here too, where if you're feeling a little off, not yourself, it could be that you've detached too much from your soul self, right? The part of you that just knows what to do and feels things through and feels really good about the things that they're moving towards or how they're navigating life. You know what? I don't know why, but for some of my message 3s, I almost wonder, this is going to be a general reading, so this is not going to resonate with all of you. I'm going to say what I'm feeling because I'm feeling it really strong. I almost wonder if some of you have shut off a part of yourself that would want to be open to love or connection in some kind of way, for those of you that may be single. And a part of that wants to be tuned into and understood because perhaps someone's going to be brought your way. That's so random, and that's definitely not going to be for all of you, but that's a little aside intuitive nudge that I'm feeling for some of you. Boundaries, okay. Boundaries. Home. Okay. Definitely something here about stability, safety, and structure in our day-to-day lives. There's that love energy. Okay, love. Love. I think self-love too for some of you. We'll talk about all this once we pulled the cards. Life purpose. Yeah, there's definitely a disconnect going on here for my message 3 choosers. Feeling a little off, not yourself. Disconnected from that soul part of you, that heart-centered part of you, where you would normally be like, this, I'm gonna trust what I'm feeling, my intuition, and that's gonna guide me in this darkness where I'm feeling unsure or just off. I just keep coming back to off. Where do you need to put some healthy boundaries in place where other people might be pulling at your energy? And conversely, where might some of you need to release maybe too many boundaries that you put in place where you're not allowing somebody in or something positive to come your way? Home being in the challenge position suggests that this is a big part of the equation where you feel, I don't feel myself here. Something feels off in home. There's a lack of feeling safe, secure, and stable. Maybe even some of you have been having challenges in partnership. Looking at this area of your life right now, where do I need to put some boundaries in place for myself, to reconnect to my heart and get myself sorted so that I'm back into that energy of balance where I'm not maybe hyper focused on what's not working, what we're lacking, and really stuck in that energy, like stressing, so that we can get back to the heart, back to the love, and doing something with our passion, our purpose, and that guiding light that we are naturally. And you are a message there. I definitely feel that for you guys. There's something that wants to come through for you this week, something beautiful, something positive. It could even be someone for some of you. I don't know why I just keep coming back to that. But we need to be clear. We need to be open. We need to release the stresses and the day-to-day worries, the mundane parts of life. We need to release them enough to realize that if we're not in our soul energy, if we're not connecting to our higher self and trusting our intuition and our hearts and clearing that space, we can't draw to us the things that are going to be the most meaningful and beautiful for us. And that's what it's feeling like for you guys. And I feel like you normally are that. But there's day-to-day stresses, there's things that are off going wrong for you, or that you're really hyper focused on and stressing about. Finding ways to release that, creating boundaries where you need them. But I also get the sense that for some of you, it's releasing certain boundaries around your heart so that you can invite in more love energy, more beauty, more positivity. It feels like two things here for my message 3 choosers. Some of you are off your paths because you are so stuck in the mundane and stressing about, I think, your safety, your security, your stability, money, finances, and things like that, really having a hold on you, making you feel off, but also taking you away from some sort of purposeful thing that wants to show up for you. And the other side is, I feel like being over boundaried, again, being stuck in that heavier energy where there's things on the home front that just don't feel the best, but these things are acting as a block to something beautiful coming through by way of love. This person could also connect you to like a purpose or a passion, or they're a part of your purpose. So two things, like there's some sort of love energy here. And then there's also like getting yourself sorted and releasing all the stresses and worries so that you can get on your path again, I feel like. Or maybe you let go of an idea, a thought, a want, a desire, because it just doesn't feel practical or realistic for you right now. And I feel like you're meant to get back to that. Self-love, self-care comes to mind too. Doing things that really nurture and nourish your soul and your heart space. Really good idea for you guys this week. Yeah. I feel the biggest message here for you guys is getting back to your heart, getting back to your center, reconnecting to that soul part of you again, recognizing that you can have one foot in this earthly plane, this earthly world where we have to be, making money and doing things and, all those kinds of things, all the things, and still be connected to our soul self. But I definitely feel like some of you are off the beaten path of the path that you're meant to be on. And some of you have shut down from something beautiful, something loving, something very connective that wants to come through. Okay, it's almost over. This came up in message 2 as well. Your current challenges will soon be resolved and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. Yeah. Things have been difficult for you. Message 3. It's been hard. You've really been stuck in the stresses and the day-to-day grind and the mundane. We all get lost in that, right? Do I have enough money? Did I do all my chores? Did I dot my I's and cross my T's, but it's caused this disconnect. But this too shall pass. This is passing for you. And this kind of energy can soon be brought into balance, right? There's an offering for you to help this along the way, bringing it into balance rather, so that you can reconnect. Excuse me. Sorry about that, message 3. To your soul self, to your heart center, to be more open to beautiful energy that wants to show up where you're feeling on purpose, in your purpose, and connecting to somebody, for some of you, that is going to be a part of your story, your future. Yeah. Coming back to your soul, coming back to your heart. That's the big energy here. So whatever difficulties you've been having to deal with, where the mundane has been bringing in stressors and frustration and just that energy of like, there's got to be more to life than this. This is coming to a close soon. Embrace it as much as you possibly can. And I feel like also know that you are safe and protected from something, right? Because this boundaries card, it's pulling me in strange ways for you guys. I just feel like for some of you are feeling unsafe, and so you're overprotecting yourself. And for others, no, there does need to be some boundaries, especially by the way of the way people pull at you on your home, like in your home, where you're just having to do for everybody else and take care of everybody else, but there's no space left for you. So there's 2 things with this, and I'm very, very attached to that card myself. But use your own intuition. You will know what this means for you. But I think I will leave that there. I do hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week, and give a little bit of time and space here and there for yourself to reconnect to your heart, to breathe out. I feel like it'll do wonders for you. All right. I really am going to leave that there. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. All right. What do my beautiful message 4 choosers need to know going into this week? What is showing up for message 4? Six of Pentacles. Okay. So this can manifest in a couple of different ways. It can be about how open we are to receiving help from others, but it could also be about asking us to be the ones that are in a more of a giving energy at this time, seeing who we can help if we're being called to help somewhere, looking at ways that we can be of service in some kind of way. But again, it could also mean that maybe some of you need to be more receptive to helpers coming in to help you, essentially. We shall see what else comes out with that. There's scales there too. So sometimes it can be that it's letting us know where we feel like we don't have enough, or we don't have the help that we need. It could be letting you know that there's an opportunity to bring that energy in, to welcome it, to say yes to it. I guess that's essentially the same thing I already said. Enclosed haven. Create personal space physically and mentally for growth and well-being. Set boundaries. Ooh, this is a big energy showing up this week. Yeah. Setting boundaries. Enclosed haven. Creating space for yourself. What do I need? What do I need? Where do I feel like I'm lacking? Where do I feel like I'm giving myself away to my own detriment? And I'm the one that's needing some space and time right now for myself, for my heart, for my soul. There's a big energy around this for you guys this week. So create personal space physically and mentally for growth and well-being. Set boundaries. Yeah. I think that it's more that you're doing too much for everybody else. And this week needs to be more about you. And likely it's because there's something that wants to show up for you. The universe wants to bring you a message, an understanding, a new energy, wants to see you centered and really feeling good mentally, emotionally, and physically, because it's preparing you for this next chapter for yourself. And I'm emphasizing for yourself, for you. That's more about you. I always feel like these kinds of energies show up for a lot of parents. Even when their kids are grown, they feel like they're the doer of all things for all people all the time. And you forget that you're a whole person who has wants and desires. I had a card that flew out. I wonder if the camera picked that up. Yeah. Prioritizing the self so far here for my message for us. It's that energy too of like no is a complete sentence. Okay, Okay, I'm just going to pause the video and grab that card that flew out. Okay, so this was the card, it's Spirit Guide, and it flew up like it flew out rather like this, upright on the floor like that. Strong message. You're being guided this week. There is a strong energy around being surrounded by helpers in the spiritual realm, and in particular your spirit guide. All the more reason, right? It makes so much sense because I feel like your spirit guide saying, hey, I'm trying to get through to you. I can't get through to you unless you have time and space created for me to show up for you, like through meditation, through journaling, through just sitting quietly, with your favorite drink and a book or whatever it is, making space for this, because your spirit guide has something to say. There's some messaging that wants to show up for you. I do think it's trying, because there's something coming in the future, near future, that the universe is saying you're going to have to be ready for this. And it might mean having to stop being everything for everyone all the time and making you that priority. Yeah, creating personal space so that you can connect to your spirit guide this week. That's the simple way of saying that. Grieving. Okay, that's coming out in the challenge position. What are we holding on to? What healing have we not allowed? Where are we grieving? Or where do we need to allow ourselves time and space for some sort of emotional understanding and then release, letting go of the grief, allowing grief, right? All the more reason, again, to make you a priority. Because look at the big butterfly up here. That's what brings change and transformation, that new energy. Where have we stopped the healing process, or where have we not allowed ourselves to feel the feelings or to release those feelings that are keeping us stuck? Wow. Closure. You've got spirit guide, grieving, and closure. I just want to say this is as an aside, because this is a general reading. If some of you have recently just gone through some kind of a loss, this could be a person, a pet, even grieving a job that you didn't want to let go of, whatever it is, you need to give yourself time, space, and grace to feel those feelings, to release them, so that you can have the closure that you need and move towards a new thing, a new beginning. Because I keep coming back to something new is going to come in for you as a result of you releasing this and making yourself a priority. And your spirit guide is really available to you this week. So make space to connect to your spirit guide. They have something to say. They want to help you with this, whether it's with the grieving process, getting closure, or the new thing. I feel like it's probably all of it for you guys. Look at that, finding. Yeah, something shows up for you as a result of this final emotional release, being in your feelings, allowing them, moving through them, releasing them, finding something. And there's that butterfly again, and it's that blue butterfly. Pay attention if blue butterflies show up for you guys this week. Like, not necessarily in person, though they could, but maybe online, or you see them in other tarot videos or in artwork. They're speaking to you about transformation and change after you allow this healing to happen in this space for you to be created. Yeah, look at that. Finding. It's sort of like, it feels like for some of you, it's almost like finding yourself again, remembering who you are, feeling back to center, back to soul. But I do think it's going to be more profound than that. It's like once we get there, once we move through this grieving and we release it and we make space for ourselves and we set those healthy boundaries, because we need this time, you guys need this time, so many positive things happen. We do release the grief. We do feel it and let it go. We do get closure. We walk away. I almost wonder too if some of you guys have been through a breakup. That could be a thing here. I just got that visual of a breakup for some of you and having to reconcile that. Lots of messaging for group 4. Maybe, and for some of you, I almost feel like it could have been a really long time ago, but we haven't fully healed from it, which means that we could be blocking ourselves from a beautiful new connection, but we have to allow ourselves to move through what happened and all the feelings that came with it. Either way, for my message for us this week, it is about prioritizing the self. You don't have to be all the things for all the people. We need to be setting those healthy boundaries and creating that personal space for your own well-being to move through grief and heavy emotions, to get the closure we need, and find that new start, that new beginning, this new connection, whatever it happens to be. Prioritizing you is the biggest ask this week, because your spirit guide wants to come in and wants to help you with this. Call them in. You don't have to know them by name. You don't even have to believe. You just have to have your mind open the slightest little bit to invite that energy. I call in my spirit guide, whomever you are, to help me release emotions, understand myself, get back to center, release the past so that I can welcome in this new beginning, because transformation with that butterfly energy is here. One under the other too. Like strong message there. There's a lot of change that shifts as a result of this. And I do feel like for somebody out there, it's going to be a new person. But for others, it's almost just like, I finally feel whole again. I finally feel like myself. I'm ready to like move towards new things and start new things and make me more of a priority in this time moving forward, especially next year. I keep feeling energy for 2026 for a lot of people where they're finally going to say, you know, I matter too. And if I give myself away to my own detriment all the time, then I'm not living in coherence with my higher self. Put your creative energy into action. Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. That finding energy. For some of you, it's going to look like this, right? Feeling ignited again, impassioned, again, connected to that soul self, that higher self, where maybe it's been lost because you're so busy doing for everyone else, or you've been heavy with emotions that you haven't had a time or any space to release them. I am going to pull one more card because I feel so much polarity in this message. So I'm going to just pull one more. The way forward is open. You're not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities abound. I will guide you to personal and spiritual freedom. Yep. Right? Put your creative energy into action, finding, reconnecting to something, the soul, a new beginning, a new start. The way forward is open. We just need to allow for it. We need to let go of what's been, make peace with it, and start to move forward. And it's like your spirit guide will bring you in all sorts of ideas, energies. And I think for some of you, a person or people, positive people, or a beautiful person. Joy, right? That word, there's joy highlighted. All right. Okay. I don't think there's anything else I need to say. Message 4, create this space, this enclosed haven for yourself. Make you a priority this week. I feel like it's going to bring in huge shifts for you, where you're going to feel renewed again. But I will leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys.